Here I am. I'm dropping gems. Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. I'm talking to Sharice over here, y'all, over on IG. She's been keeping me company while I've been doing the tech stuff. How y'all doing? IG, YouTube, LinkedIn, IG, YouTube. Who did I miss? The ticker talkers. What's rolling? What's happening? Party people in a place to be. Hello, hello, hello. Robin is in the building. Robin is in the building. Facebook user is in the building. What's up, IG? What's happening? What's happening? Shauna, Miss Positive. What's happening, y'all? What's going on? It's Tuesday. Hey ho, hey ho, hey ho. Y'all remember Johnny Carson? That's what that reminded me of. Y'all remember Johnny Carson? Ingrid is in the building. In the building. Hey, 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 hey. Y'all feeling all right? Y'all beating YouTube. YouTube, what's happening? What's happening, YouTube? What's going on? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Facebook is in the building. IG is in the building. What we doing? What we doing? Rhoda's in the building. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Listen, how's your week been? Let's drop our one word. Let's do it. Let's do it one word. Everybody, IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, everybody. One word to describe how you're feeling right now. Let's go. Y'all know how we do. One word. Let me think of my word. Tracy is here. That's Tracy. Tracy, I see you, girl. I see you. What's our one word, IG? What's our one word? Let me see how we're feeling. Let's check the room. Let's check the vibes. Make sure everybody okay. We want to check on everybody. What's our one word? Drop that one word. What's the one word? Y'all know how we do. What's the one word to describe how we feeling? Drained, Trace. Drained. Okay. Drained. Okay. Motivated. Okay. Productive. Sharice over on IG says she's Yvette. There go YouTube. There's YouTube. Yvette says determined. So we have drained, determined, motivated, productive. Okay. Excited. Okay, I'm liking it. We gotta get. Is that Tracy with the drain? We gotta send her some love, y'all. Let's send her some love. It can be draining days. I get it. If I had to pick a word, it would be optimistic. Optimistic is my word today. Optimistic. You know how you have a lot going on, but then you just, like I always tell y'all, future focus. I got to tell myself that. So that's what's going on. All right. So listen, today we're going to talk about career burnout. And listen, what happened? Y'all remember, I think last month we had a conversation. It got deep, right? It got real deep. And I've been thinking about that. And I tried to get this wonderful doctor on last month, but she all over the world on us. She is all over the world. But she made it. She is here this month. And so I am excited, ecstatic to bring her on. Y'all, let's give her some professional love like we always do. This is Dr. RJ in the building.
Hey, hi. Oh my goodness, I need like a camera preview, like to get myself together. Y'all just bear with me because I'm sun-kissed, right?
We love the glow. We need some glow, right, y'all? We need some glow. Listen, I'm so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
So I was talking earlier about why I wanted to do this. And I know we tried to do this last month. And I'm very appreciative that you're here this month. But there's a lot of stories. I sent an email maybe a month and a half ago to everybody on my email subscribers. And I said, how you doing? How you feeling? And Dr. RJ, I'm telling you, the stories that I were getting, some of them were just painful. And I'm like, and you know how you take it on and like you want to help the whole world, but you can't. I'm like, what can I do? So I really want to dive deep today and just see what we can do to give, all these leaders in here tools and equip them
Yes.
to, help them go throughout their day. So I want, if you can, just give us a little introduction about yourself. Let the folks get to know you, and I'll let you have the floor.
All right. Hey, everybody. Good evening. I'm Dr. RJ. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. I help executives eliminate stress, anxiety, and burnout so that they have the time and energy to live their best balanced lives. I have a private practice in Atlanta, Georgia. We've been there for about 15 years. But my favorite thing to do is what I'm doing right now, and that's connecting with people, right? Connecting with people, problem solving, having real conversations, not being in an ivory tower, just doing the doctor thing, but really, really making an impact. So I am certainly honored that Kelly asked me to be here today. So that's enough about me. I'm ready to get into it. Let's talk about burnout. I want to answer your questions. The only thing I ask is that you just really, really lean in, right? Lean in and take advantage of having this time of just us together, talking and answering questions and problem solving. And my hope is that you will leave this time together a little bit stronger.
I love that. I love that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. So as the doctor's saying, y'all know how we do questions, contributions, safe space. This is a safe space. So please share, and I'll watch the comments if you have any questions. So let's kick it off. Let's talk about this career burnout. These two words that have come top of mind for a lot of employers as well as professionals. I experienced it in corporate America. I shared that story with you, how it got to the point where I was having heart palpitations, and I said, okay, but it took getting to that, and who knows what that could have been, right? Thank God it wasn't anything else. So how do we get there? How do we miss those red flags, or do we just ignore them? What do you think that is?
Let me start with saying that none of us are the same since the pandemic, since the shutdown, since the global pandemic, since the isolation, all of the change. None of us are the same. And I think we have to really take time to recognize that and to act accordingly. So we need more self-care. We need more grace. We need more rest. We need time to adjust to really the trauma, the shared trauma that all of us have gone through. And if we keep trying to just press forward like nothing has happened, then we will definitely miss the signs.
Yeah. And I think most of us do that. We just push through, I can't leave because of my benefits, or it's close to home, or the money, or whatever the case. But without our health, we don't have anything, especially our mental health, right?
Yes.
And so in thinking about that, and elaborating on that, getting to that point of career burnout, and I know there's some companies, I share with you that Microsoft has wellness days, and I know there's other companies. I think Amazon also has those days. What can we do if, I think Tracy had mentioned on another call that she was at this exact same space. What are some of the things we can do when we find ourselves there and we're just like over it? Like someone said, I'm drained.
Yeah, I think, when you said that, I thought of the meme that's going around, like, no one is coming to save you, right? We have to do it for ourselves first. And yes, companies have a responsibility. They should look out for our wellness. They should look out for our mental health, our well-being. And they may not, right? And so when they don't, what do we do? So I want to just give you a couple of tips, y'all. Like, how do you do it for yourselves? I know that as team members and leaders and entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and executives and all these things, we go at like this rapid pace without looking at ourselves. And we're used to being high achievers. We're used to being able to just, get through things. But our body keeps score of all of that. And eventually it catches up. So what I want to say to your audience, Kelly, is that the first thing to do is to have a routine. Before you start anything at all, you need to first fill up. First fill up before you give anything to the world, to your spouse, to your kids, to your partner, to your friends, to your employer, to your staff. to your patients or clients or investors, before anybody else gets something, you have to first fill up. And that, I think that's the main thing, the main place we need to start.
I love that. I love that. I like two of the things you said. One, that our employers they're not there to save us. We have to save ourselves. And then the other thing is just, that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have
Yes.
to fill up first. So that's key. That is key. So anyone that is feeling this, like Dr. Arjun, excuse me, said, we can't wait on them to do anything. Yeah, the companies is nice that they're doing that. That's cool and everything. But at the end of the day, we got to look out for ourselves. So I think that's key. That's super key.
Yeah.
And in that same vein, you mentioned earlier about the pandemic, and I know that post-pandemic, we had literally 2 years of that isolation, and then post-pandemic, I know there are some people that don't really want to get out anymore, and then being in that isolation, is that healthy?
It is not healthy. Let me tell you, people are going crazy, like for real crazy. Not like this. We're meant to be relational. We're designed to be relational. And the mandatory isolation is one thing, but remaining isolated if it's not necessary is another thing. And I will urge everyone to slowly and safely re-engage as much as possible. I am a super introvert, so I get it. Right? I prefer to be alone. I prefer to be just with myself, but we need human interaction. We need sunshine. We need to be with each other in order to remain healthy. And it's tough, but it's necessary.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's days when I get up and, like, I think Sunday, I went to the park. I said, I gotta get some sun. And it's really weird, but it's this internal feel. I'm sure it's a doctor term for it, but it's this internal feeling you get just getting out and being amongst the people and getting the sun and all of that. And so, because there's this remote culture going on, right? Everybody wants to work remote, and I know it's a great thing, but I don't know. I'm starting to straddle the fence a little bit about that.
So I think remote working has some advantages, right? We save on gas, we have more time, but I think missing out on social interaction is an issue. So if you are working remotely, you have to be extra intentional about getting some type of daily social interaction, because we can look up and it'll be 9 days and we haven't been outside.
Yeah.
And that's just not healthy. It's not healthy at all. Or we've been in front of our computers or just around, our family only, not other people. And we're not built like that. That will cause issues like anxiety and depression and of course the social anxiety and health issues. Again, because we're meant to be relational.
Yeah. I think about when they talk about putting kids in social environments so they can learn social etiquette and things like that. And then I think of us as humans, like most of us, I hear a lot of people say, I'm an introvert. And because we like to not be bothered, so I totally get that. So in thinking about, again, we talked about some red flags and we talked about some of the things we can do, like having a routine. What are some of the things that, if everyone wants to walk away today, they can put into practice right now? I know you mentioned, filling ourselves up. If we were to peel back the layers a little bit, what are some action items that everyone listening right under the sound of our voice right now, they can put into practice immediately that will help them? And it's a journey, right? Is that right, Doctor?
It's definitely a journey. There will never be a point where any of us are like, I got this, it's perfect. Not even me as a psychologist. I've been working on myself. It's just like a daily practice. I've done it forever. And still every day I have to be intentional about pouring into myself. It's so easy to get sucked in. And so I think for your viewers and your listeners, most of us, probably as soon as we wake up, we do what? We pick up our phones. And that is definitely an issue. So if I could leave you with just one thing, let me talk you through creating your own morning routine. So the benefits of a morning routine in order to reduce burnout, eliminate burnout, prevent burnout. is to first fill up before you give to the world. Because when you pick up your smartphone, you're then giving yourself to the whole world. The whole world has access to you, with or without your permission. And so I think we're so used to it, we don't realize the impact of that. So I challenge you to, when you wake up, before you pick up your phone, do something to first fill yourself up. Now, for me, it's journaling, it's prayer, it's fixing my bed, or some people say making the bed. I'm from the South, and so I say fixing the bed. Like, your bed is not broke. How you fixing the bed? Listen, Northerners, leave me alone. Fixing the bed or making the bed. Have some tea, some coffee. Do something for your mind, your body, and your spirit. It can take a total of 20 minutes, right? But we have to first start by pouring into ourselves. And a lot of us are like, well, this person may need to contact me, or that person may need to contact me. If you don't have 20 minutes to just breathe and be with yourself, then it's time to make some changes. It really is. Like 20 minutes. Of course, you can take longer, but I will definitely challenge you to start a morning routine tomorrow morning. The first thing you do is pour into yourself, and then pick up your phone when you're ready to start the day.
Yeah, and I would even go so far as to say, if you don't have 20 minutes, then you really need this more than we think.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't have 20 minutes there, you're probably already burnt out.
Exactly.
And there are some physical issues that come along with burnout. It's not just about being stressed, but it's about shortening our lives, our quality of life. And we're introducing like the possibility of stroke or heart disease, cardiovascular issues, weight gain. We're introducing aging prematurely. We're introducing dementia. All of these things just from being burned out and having a significant amount of stress. So it's not just us kind of talking and trying to make each other feel better. This is really like life or death. Not to be dramatic, but it really is.
It's scary. It's scary. Let's look at some of the comments, and then y'all drop some questions if you have some questions for the doctor. Queen says, absolutely, I decided to make myself a priority over the company. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm an extrovert, but I'm cool with distance. Okay, that's cool. Elizabeth says, I've been working remotely for 2 years now, and it's now affecting me mentally.
Yep.
Wow.
So can I pause for Elizabeth?
Sure.
So yes, working remotely can affect you mentally. So I also work remotely. Depending on what you're able to do, maybe you can work remotely in different places. Maybe after you're done with your work, you have to be super intentional about getting out of the house, taking a walk, meeting friends, going skating or bowling or sitting outside to read. Like, even if we don't feel like it, we have to be intentional if we're working remotely to make it a more diverse situation. So so we don't feel shut in and our brains don't like turn on us, basically.
I know for me, even sitting behind my desk, even if I go like downstairs or go outside to the mailbox, just changing my state.
Yep.
It refreshes me. Even if it's just 2 minutes, it refreshes me. So I think that's important as well. And I think you mentioned also, I thought this was key, when you talk to the clients, you mentioned dividing or separating your office from your house. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So when I was sharing with the clients yesterday, when the pandemic first started, right, as a psychologist, I was considered an essential worker. And so I was able to still go to my brick and mortar for quite some time. And then the American Psychological Association put out information saying, do it virtually. And so I had to all of a sudden be stuck in the house and work virtually. And what I found was I needed to have a significant divide between work and home. And so before I was able to set up an office and get everything all like fancy at the very beginning, I would just throw a blanket over my computer, over my books, over my clipboard, even over my glasses, y'all. Like anything work related, I throw a big blanket over it so that I could have an emotional and cognitive divide from work and home. Now that we are more used to working at home, some of us have a space, some of us don't, but be intentional about ending your workday and having a visual close to your workday. And I'm telling you, it makes all the difference.
That's good. That's good. Sharice over on IG, she said, I retired when I realized I had burnout. After 6 years, finally deciding to go back to corporate America remotely, though. So she went back only remotely. So I think it's just such a, I don't know, phenomenon. I don't know. It's just becoming more and more, out there, I guess. And
Yeah, and burnout is dangerous, Kelly. It's dangerous. It's not, again, it's not just us getting tired. It's a physical and mental impact of just additional stress and depression and anxiety. And I don't want to say just from work, but y'all, it's just work. Like we're like threatening our lives over just work. And I love my career. I love what I do. And y'all, it's just work. Like at the end of the day, it's yes, my passion and yes, my purpose, but it's a job. And we're here, we're more than what we do. We're much more than that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Derek says many companies, even well-established, will cover medical, dental, even vision, but they don't cover or could care less about mental health. Just get the job done.
That is so true. And which is why I said nobody's coming. Now, some companies do a really good job. I have a few corporate partners where I go in and I do training on burnout, for an 8-week series, but not all companies do that. So if your company is not doing that, you have to definitely do it for yourself. They may not see the value in it, and that's an issue. And we still can't just wait on somebody else to do it for us.
I think that's key. That's key. Melissa said, I spend a lot of time by myself. I moved from South Carolina to Maryland. I'm moving back to South Carolina. She said, I'm going back. Derek said, be your own boss, work for yourself. Somebody said they pray in the morning. So that's great. Brandy walks her dogs in the morning. That's great. Derek said, I use my commute as my personal time. Brandy says, I'm moving my office away from my bedroom, really put me in a different state, more realistic separation. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
And Kelly, even, and I want you to keep reading, but for Brandy, I love that she said that, because even if you have to go to a corner, right, and face a wall and have that space, at least you can get away from the corner at the end of the day. So I love that she decided to have a separate space away from her area of safety.
That's good. Y'all giving me some good ideas also, because I'm sitting here constantly. And then Queen says, when I used to drive, the commute was my quiet time or pump up time as well.
Yeah. Wow. And that's a good point. We're missing the time that we had to ourselves, and we don't realize that adds up. It's like a cumulative effect. We have no time to ourselves. So we have to be intentional about ending our day and still having time to ourselves, even if it's closing a computer, throwing a blanket on, telling your family, oh, I'm still at work, I'm still at work, I'm still at work, putting your headphones in, going for a walk. Set those boundaries. Somebody mentioned work for yourself. I work for myself, and I'm probably the toughest boss I've ever had. So working for yourself doesn't necessarily fix it. It's the same thing. We still have to set boundaries. We still have to set limits. We still have to make sure we're pouring into ourselves and not overworking.
That's good, Doc. That's good, because I am so tough on myself. You are so right.
Like, this boss right here, listen, she be tripping sometimes.
Oh my gosh. Derek says, how do you tell your employer that you need to take a personal mental break when they're diametrically opposed to it?
So Kelly, that might be more of a question for you. What's the company policy? Do you have personal time? Do you have to explain? Like, that's more of it depends on your industry and your company policy on how you take your days, but take your days.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. And it's not something you ask, right? If you need a mental break,
Yeah.
Derek, you take that mental break. And just like what the doctor was saying, if you have vacation, PTO, and sometimes you can go on an STD, short-term disability. And I would look at my plan, because nowadays insurance companies, they're including mental health
Yeah.
days and things. And it may just not be publicized or published inside of your organization. So the first thing is, don't ask, but you actually said tell. I'm saying that to everybody. Don't ask, just say, I need to take these, mental health days. I remember working at a call center, Comcast, when I first came to Georgia. And because Comcast had bought Georgia Cable Television, that's who I actually worked for, they were so huge, and we were a 5-man show in HR. When they came, and these like 10 people had to take all these calls, I mean, they were spent. I mean, it was horrible. They had to go out on workman's comp. That's what it was, because it was too much. So if you need the time, you go in there and you tell them, opposed or not, I'm taking some time off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
You
go
have
in
to teach people how to treat you, whether it's your employer or yourself, right? Setting boundaries is important. Now, I do want to add this because when I talk about what self-care is and all of that, I want to make sure I'm saying what self-care is not. So self-care is one of those things that we have to do on a regular basis and ahead of time. It's not cool to say yes to all these things, have no boundaries, and then be like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, I'm going to cancel everything. Like, that's not what self-care is. It's setting the boundaries ahead of time, preventing burnout ahead of time, instead of waiting until you get to that point and then just letting all of your responsibilities go. That's not the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I did. I waited till I just got to the point, but I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt it from the beginning, and I felt it the whole time. I just didn't do anything about it.
Yep.
And I got to a point where I can't do this anymore. Thomas over on IG said, physical therapy and surrounding myself with good professional support system is very important for my life plan. I like that, Thomas.
Yes. I agree. I have a whole crew, y'all. Like, I have coaches and peers and a whole, I call them my personal board of directors. Really, they're just my friends from college who I talk to all the time. Like, we need support systems in place. We're not meant to be just alone and isolated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're at time, almost 30 minutes here. Any other questions, you all? Did you find this helpful? Dr. RJ is with her wonderful family. She is out there in Mexico living.
Let me correct you. I'm
Okay.
by myself.
Are you by yourself?
My children are in New York City with their grandparents.
Oh my word! Look
My husband is doing his own thing. He just left the conclave a couple days ago, so he's probably eating up all the snacks and enjoying me not nagging him and saying, "Stop eating all those snacks." So school starts for us on Monday, and I will be back in mommy mode. So I'm by myself here, just really enjoying.
Well, what a wonderful testament, though, right? She is taking time away on her own. Now, you've been over there for some time, right?
Like 3 weeks, yeah. So in July, after my son, so I have a birthday and my son has a birthday. After his birthday, we have a tradition. They go to New York City with the grandparents, and this is the first year I've been able to kind of step away, and we just have time separately, and we really cherish that, because when we come back together, we're like ready to roll. It's like we're a superpower together. Because the school year can be challenging, so we come back all recharged, all ready to roll, and then it's family stuff all the way through December.
Amazing.
Really all the way through, like, because then you have spring break and all of that, but July has been the time where we've been able to have our separate time, and that really, really helps. So
wow.
I practice what I preach as it relates to self-care.
I was going to say, that's a wonderful, and this is something you all decided to do together as a couple?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it was a family decision.
Decision.
Yeah, so we all appreciate, of course, we talk every day, every few
Yeah.
minutes, and pictures and videos, but it's nice because even though we're a unit, we're still individuals.
Absolutely. I love that. I love, 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 love that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, listen, do y'all have any other questions for the doctor while we have her here? Definitely appreciate you being here again. Tell us how, if anyone wants to reach out, connect with you. I know you have a wonderful book out. Congrats on that.
Thank you. So part of my task of coming out here to be by myself was to finish my book, and it's
Okay.
finished. It's ready to roll. And y'all, it's fire. Like having that time by myself, getting it just perfect for you. It's ready to roll. It's called Executive Burnout. And so I have written a book about you without you even knowing it.
And I have the link for everybody too. I have that link so everyone can go.
Yeah, Kelly will share it with you later. But you can also just follow me on social media at Ask Dr. RJ, AskDRRJ. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'd love to connect with you all. So thank you so much for having me.
Sure. Thanks again for coming. We really appreciate it. Go enjoy your quiet time. I'm super jealous. Can't wait to do that myself. Coming soon.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good night. Thank you, Kelly. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Hey, you guys, what'd you think? Was that helpful? Do we get some takeaways to fill up our cups, right? Fill up your cup. It's kind of like going on the plane, right? Getting on the plane, when they tell you to put the mask on yourself first. It's just like that. Filling up your cup first so that you can take care of others, because we all take care of other people first for some reason. We just do that naturally, right? So make sure y'all check her out. She has a wonderful book. That's it, Brandy. There is no shame in making ourselves a priority. No shame at all. And her book is about burnout. So that's right on time. Robin says, no is a complete sentence. No, that's it. That's right. No is a complete sentence. And Queen says that routine. That's right. You got to have a morning routine. We have a morning success routine, right, that we were told to do. And for me, I get up at 5. Some days I don't. It's not all the time. And I read a little bit because I like to read. And either something professionally, right? So that when I'm sharing with you all, I'm on top of my game. And then I go work out. I drink a smoothie and I'll meditate and pray. And that way, by the time 8 o'clock comes, then I'm ready for my day. I can run through a wall. I'm on fire. There's nothing that can stop me. Anything that's thrown at me, right, is not going to stop me because I've already filled myself up. And I'm not being dragged this way and pulled this way and this happening and this happening. That's because I didn't take care of me first, right? So that's what the morning success routine is all about. Yeah, people say, well, that's early. That's too early. It's your health. Without your health, you ain't got nothing really. You don't have anything. The job and the money and the family and the things that you want to do, that's irrelevant if you don't have your health. So success takes sacrifice. And at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever you need, if that's a sacrifice for you, aren't you worth it? Aren't you worth it? Yes, you are. I'm telling you, you are. I'm telling you, you're worth it. I'm telling you, you're worth it. Success takes sacrifice. So when you do that in the morning, you're filling yourself up and there's nothing that can stop you. Anything that's thrown at you during the day, pow, pow. Y'all remember the Super Friends and the Wonder Woman? Pow, pow. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the $6 million man? Yeah. Anquinette said, yeah, that was great. Yeah, that's right. Repeat. Success takes sacrifice. And you're worth it. You're worth it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So definitely take care of yourselves first. Take care of yourselves first. Okay. Okay. Yes, a routine. Queen is saying having a routine. And having a routine gives you the habits, right? That sets you up for success. And once you start doing it and you keep doing it and building those positive, successful habits, there is no choice but for you to be successful in whatever you want to do. And Melissa said, yes, that's it. That's who I was thinking of. The bionic woman. That's right. You remember Melissa. See, y'all think I'm crazy. That's right. That's absolutely right. So was this helpful? You all like that? Something you can walk away with, something that you can take, right, and use and take action on immediately. I always want to make sure that when you come in here, you leave with more information, more knowledge, more actions to make you successful than when you came in, right? Hey, Lindsay, what's going on, girl? Cherie says, yes, 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 yes. Amazing, amazing. So Derek, did you get your answer? Did you get your answer, Derek? We're not going to go in there and ask, right? We're going to tell them, I need a mental break, right? I need some time off. Regardless of if they are diametrically opposed, as you say. We're not going to ask. We're going to tell them, I need time away. Brandy said, tangible, easy changes to improve our lives. That's it. That's it. And listen, it's not these huge, ginormous goals, right, that we go after. It's the small, little, bitty 2 millimeter shifts that are game changers in our life. It could change your whole trajectory and your success and the things you want to do in your career, whatever you want, your family, relationships. That's it, Derek. That's absolutely great. Derek says, I did, but really don't ask anymore. Okay. Okay. I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I didn't think so. But we have to make sure that we are not allowing our employers to dictate our lives, especially not our health. Right? I think that we have been conditioned to think that for some reason we have to ask permission for things that pertain to us in our lives and our livelihoods, and we don't. We don't. When they're making decisions about their businesses and they're behind closed doors and they're thinking about the budget and next year and 2 years and 5 years and 7 years, did they ask you? Did they ask your opinion about should we do this or should we do that? No, they're making decisions that's best for the business and the outcome and the revenue and the bottom line. And some of you are thinking, well, I have to go get permission to do this and I have to ask, and is it okay? No, make the best decision for you. Because I promise you, they are going to make the best decision for themselves. Y'all got me? You with me? Robin says, yes, helpful. IG, how we doing? That's right, Queen. That's right. No, ma'am. That's right. Derek says, I let them know. And if they try to push back, I inform them. I notify them as a common courtesy. That's fair. That's fair. But we just don't want them making decisions, right? Especially, like I said, pertaining to our health. And I know you said that you tell them. But for anybody else that feels the need to ask, is it okay? Can I take a mental break, or how do I ask? You don't. You go in there and you say, I need time off. You need time off because you might not be around if you don't. And like I was sharing with Dr. RJ earlier, when I was at Georgia Cable Television, it was 5 of us in HR and it was like 10 people in the call center. And we were being acquired by Comcast. Now imagine, in the early years, Comcast was horrible. I don't know if some of y'all remember, or even if you have Comcast where you live, right? They were horrible. They had the worst customers. It was just bad because it was just too much. The volume was too much. And I mean, people were taking their purses and leaving. And they were going out on workman's comp. They were going out on FMLA. They were just leaving. It was too much. It was too much. Brandy, you remember? Yeah, you remember, right? Right? Horrible, horrible. Is it Broader Me? Broader Me says, yes, I'm about to tell my DED I am taking vacation. I need a break. I need time. That's good. That's good. Definitely do that. Please do that for yourself. Please do that for yourself. Take the break, y'all. Take that break. We all need a mental break. But yeah, they came in and took over, and yeah, them people were over. They're like, no, we can't do this. And then they had metrics to meet, right? And some of the metrics were tied to their money and their bonuses. Imagine, right? This is your livelihood. This is how you feed yourself and your family and pay your bills and your mortgage and go on trips and buy clothes and buy food, all the things. And it just became overwhelming. Became overwhelming. Antoinette says she remembers. She remembers. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, if you are going through, I know someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Tracy, that she was drained. Definitely put some of these, some of these action tasks that Dr. RJ gave us into practice, right? Practice makes permanent. And again, thinking about getting up early and spending that time with yourself. It doesn't have to be 5 o'clock. You can get up 15 minutes earlier. But I would suggest, I was looking for my phone, it's right here. I would suggest, like she said, to put the phone to the side, right? As far away from you as possible, because you do open yourself up to the world. I thought that was very key, because I'm guilty. I'm totally guilty. Now I tell myself that I'm looking for, an email to see if I got something that's happening, but you are opening up yourself. And then what'll happen is you end up getting dragged into this because somebody sent an email about this, and then you go take care of that. And then you got a text from this, and then you got a ping over here from that. And then, it's 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock, and there was no time for yourself. And then you snapping at people and you're doing this and you wondering why. It's because you didn't fill yourself up as the first thing to do in the morning, right? And so this is key. And I was sharing earlier, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is, I sent an email just checking on everybody. How are you doing? Because, you often get, you get stuff, and sometimes people go all day and nobody say, how you doing? How you feeling? Right? And I'm telling y'all, the emails, some of them were like 3 and 4 paragraphs long, men and women, bosses cursing at them, and women have been sexually harassed and don't know what to do. Like, it was horrible. I'm like I didn't know. I didn't know what I was opening up. And so I'm like, okay, God, what can I do? How can I help? And so I believe this is an ongoing conversation. I do want to bring in, some other people to come in as well and share, just to get different perspectives as well, just to see how we can, just better equip ourselves. I think we all, including myself, need as many tools in our tool belt as possible to combat this, because right now the enemy is distraction. It's not your mom, it's not your husband, it's not your boss, it's not the employer, it's not the kids, it's distraction. Whenever you're not focused and intentional, you're distracted. And right now, there's so much information. It's overwhelming. And there's so many things trying to get our attention. So many things. We can start doing one thing, and then we get a text, and then we get a call, somebody pinging us, then we get an email, then something on social media, and then something on the news, and something on TV. The enemy is distraction right now. Cherie says, I base my morning routine on how much sleep I've got. If I get to sleep at 3, I don't get out of bed until 9 to 11. Then I do my morning routine. That's good. At least you're consistent, though. You know what I mean? I can't even say that. I can't even say that. At least you're consistent. because it's so important. I've seen the differences in when I do it and when I don't. I totally see the difference. So yeah, it is important. And like I said, the main enemy that I believe, this is my opinion, and when it comes to a lot of things happening in terms of mental health and things, there's a lot of distraction and there's a lot of unhealthy things around us that is just some of us are just being force fed because we're not setting those boundaries and we're not being intentional about what we ingest. And you ingest from your eyes, from your ears, from your nose, from your mouth. If you're in your car and you're listening to, yeah, we're going to kill the da-da-da, and we're going to do this, and we're going to shoot them up and do-da-da, and da-da-da, then you just ride, and all of that comes inside of you. My daughter likes to sleep with the TV on. She's been like that since she was small. But what's happening when what's playing on the television in your sleep, I used to wonder, why you get up mad every day? Y'all remember Cat Williams say, you mad at bacon? You mad at bacon? Y'all know I like Cat Williams. You mad at, like, what? Why are you mad? You just woke up. What's the problem? I didn't understand. And I'm like, let's turn the TV off. Let's turn the TV off. Change the game. Now, I don't know what she do at her own home now, because this is when she was a teenager. But we got to be careful. We got to be mindful, especially even if it's just the news. And some people say, well, I got to have something on. I got to have sound. I got to have something. There's somebody, I think Sharice was saying meditation. They got the Calm apps where it's just water. You got to be careful. Because that enemy, y'all, right now, you may think it's this person and this employer and this and this and this, but it's this they after. And we all think sometimes we got it all together. But we don't realize when we get online, right, and get on, oh, I'm just going to go and check. And then you on here for 30, 45, 50, 2 hours, 3 hours. And that's feeding you. It's feeding you. Well, Kelly, that ain't harmful. It's just, I just need a laugh every now and then. I need to. Okay. But you say you want this, right? You want this success. You're tired. You're not motivated. You don't have a career path. There's no career growth. There's nowhere for you to go. You capped at your salary. You got a 2% performance review. You doing all the work and they don't want to give you no more money and they don't give you this and they put this person and they hired this person and they bought anything. That's because you're not focused on you. And you allowing them to dictate your life? Really? Really? I think Trapper said, if you allow them to feed you, you give them permission to starve you. If they're feeding you, oh yeah, we're gonna it's not in the budget this year, but next year and next year come. You know what? We couldn't pay because of this and this, but next year. All they doing is this, dangling that carrot. That's it. Because you're comfortable and they know it and they know you're not going anywhere. They know it, y'all. They know it. I'm telling you, they know. They know you're not going anywhere. No growth path. You cap. You can't even go. You can't go past here, and you're miserable. You don't like it. Well, Kelly, I don't know what I should do. Are you taking any strides, any action to figure it out? Because just coming online and listening to information, that don't do nothing. Because you can listen every Tuesday, right? Or not even me. You can go somewhere else and listen and keep listening. But if you're not taking action, what's the point? For every 1 hour of information that you get, you should be doing 4 hours of executing. Because if you allow them to keep feeding you, oh, we got you next year, the budget will be better. We gotta put everything on a hiring freeze. You know what, you would be perfect, but not right now. But I do need you to do this. If you allow them to keep telling you, you're just giving them permission. And I promise you, they're gonna take you up on it. And Robin said, no is a sentence. You have to take care of you. And if your job is affecting you and affecting your health, it's time to rethink it. And for some, it may not be time to leave. And some may have a wonderful job and have wonderful employers. You may just be burnt out on what you're doing, but you love the company. That's okay. Just don't sit in it. That's all I'm saying. Because there were several companies that I worked for I loved, but I didn't like the department. They call them business units now that I was doing. I didn't like the type of work that I was doing. I told y'all that, the different types of recruiters, agency was one. And I remember they used to call it a pit. And we used to hire for Home Depot. This was, boy, I think I was 26 maybe. My first taste of recruiting. And I thought I was in hell. It was horrible. It was horrible. When I think about it now, and that's what made me say I'd never be an agency recruiter, because it was cutthroat. I would call a candidate, talk to a candidate, get to know them, cue them up for the interview, call them to confirm, oh, I'm talking to David. He works there. I'd be like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, they're interviewing with so-and-so. No problem. They don't have a problem with that. Cutthroat. But I stayed in it because I didn't know. I didn't know my value. I didn't know what I had to offer. But I was miserable. I was miserable, y'all. And so what qualifies me to share with y'all and to say, here's what you can do, is those days. Because it's something I experienced. And I'm telling y'all, don't do that. Don't be like I was. Y'all way smarter. Y'all leaders. Y'all are leaders, professional leaders, super smart. Don't do that. Derek says, true, not pushing religion, but everything acts as a spirit to positively or negatively affect you. I believe that as well, Derek. You're right. T said, I go to sleep with the Golden Girls. I love the Golden Girls. I love the Golden Girls. I love the Golden Girls. Derek says, faith without works is dead, and so is your future if you let others control it. Exclamation mark. That's what I'm talking about, Derek. It is dead, my brother. It is dead. Yeah, Sharice. Sharice laughing at me over here on IG. What did I miss? I can't sleep with the Weather Channel because I'll dream of crazy. Yeah, you know what I noticed too, y'all? That's why I don't watch scary. Look at Robin. She had to cut up. I know. Don't y'all start singing without me. That's where I don't watch scary movies. That's one reason. And if I watch something action-packed, like, action-packed before I go to bed, like I'm tossing and turning at night. And I'm drained when I get up in the morning. I'm like, was I fighting in my sleep? But I know better now. I know exactly what I need to do before I go to bed. So one of my favorite shows is Seinfeld, or The Office. Like, I'll be in tears watching that, y'all. I'll be in tears watching that. Cherie said, folks out here just stealing clients with no girl. Just Man, off the chain. All right, y'all. We had a kind of a easy night, right? We coming back with a vengeance. Y'all know I'll be back with a vengeance in August. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? My birthday's Sunday, y'all. So we're gonna celebrate. I never celebrate my birthday. I just be talking. I am gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate me. You know that? Thanks, Cherise. Thank you. This was great. I'm glad y'all liked it. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, I always want to make sure y'all get something, right? I know y'all got like 89 Facebook groups. If you like me, some of these groups, I'm like, when did I join this group? And what is it? I was in some group and it all, you know how you get the notifications and they're like a 1983 Ford for sale. And I'm like, what group is this? Why am I in it? And then I get mad. I'm like, get me out of here. But I joined it. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. But y'all know I really do. Like, I want you to come in here and get something to take away. What was I talking about? Oh, thank y'all for the birthday wishes. But I never celebrated. I have to tell y'all about that. It goes back to childhood. Like, you know, I got trauma. I got a lot of trauma. But there was this guy, and I don't know where I heard this from. I think it was online somewhere. And this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. He said something that stuck with me. And he said, I think somebody was calling him old man or something. He really wasn't old. And he may have been like 60 something, maybe 60 something. But, you know, whatever. To me, that's not old. And he said, yeah, they can make fun of me. He said, but they better hope they make it to this age. He said, it's a blessing to get to this age. I used to dread getting older, y'all. I used to really dread it. Like I just would dread it. But now, and I remember that and I'm like, you know what? It is a blessing. It's a blessing. And it's a blessing. And so, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Ingrid, Robin, and Quinette, y'all. Thank y'all, Derek. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, Brandy. Thank y'all, Yolanda. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. So, I remember that. And so I'm sharing that with you because it blessed me and I wanted to bless you. Like, be thankful about every day, every second, every year. Be thankful. And I'm thankful. Somebody put on, y'all know I got the Facebook ad and my gray was showing. And she said, somebody in the comments said, you got beautiful gray hair. It's a crown of wisdom. I'm like, oh, don't say that. But I'm like, okay, Kelly, just take it. Just take it. So, yeah. So just think about that. If y'all don't celebrate yourself. Don't have to be anything, you know, flamboyant or anything, but just celebrate another year. Old is the goal. I know that's right. Robin. I like that too. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for kicking it with your girl. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I got a highly requested. Y'all, we're gonna get back to, y'all know I give y'all like the mini master classes. Y'all want to get back to those? The presentations and all the things. Y'all know I put work in for y'all. I put work in. So we're gonna get into I think it was Stacy. I don't think she's on tonight, but I think she asked. I think Yolanda asked as well. Talking about your purpose. That's a topic that I love to talk about because I got a lot of revelation when I was trying to figure out my purpose, actually. So I want to share that with y'all. We got some great things coming up I want to share with you all. So, and listen, if there's something that you want to know more about, like Robin, she'll say, hey, Kelly, can you tell me more about so-and-so? Like if there's something y'all want to know more about, if you want me to break down. And if I know, if not, I'll invite somebody on that do. I don't profess to know everything. I really don't. But what I do know, I'm confident in what I do know. And that's why I'm able to sit up here with no notes like we did last week, right? Answer question, boom, 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 boom. Not too many people can do that. Not too many people can do that. You got to have that depth, right? You can have the surface knowledge and say, you know, yeah, I'm a recruiter. But when you don't know what's coming, you got to be confident enough to be able to answer. And the only people that can do that, not just recruiter, but any profession, is those that not just go this way, but go this way. And if you hear me often, I talk about becoming a master, and that's what a master does. And that's because the studying, y'all see all them books back there, right? It's studying and being passionate about what you love. And we're going to talk about your passion and get into that and really diving deep and becoming a master in what you do. And I'll share something with y'all, being totally transparent and open. I get up and I talk a lot about, the jobs and getting a job and, finding, what you should do in your career and getting the most out of your career. But my ultimate goal and the big vision that I have, but I know it's going to take baby steps, is to get some knowledge practitioners. And maybe one day, if y'all want to know more about that, that's the goal, to get practices for those that want to. It's not going to be for everybody, because I get it. Everybody don't want to do their own thing, and I get it. But because I know where this world or workforce is headed, I would not be doing you all I would be doing you a disservice if I wasn't straight up with y'all and saying, a lot of jobs are going to be automated. And so I have to keep pushing y'all and keep sharing with you all and thinking about just owning, first of all, owning your skill set and owning what you do and knowing that it's yours and not theirs. And you don't have to ask permission with your stuff, and that you can create the path that you want for yourself. It seems foreign. It seems like, no, Kelly, you can't do that. Yes, you can. You really can. And so when I say this, it's because I did it. And it's because I have clients that are doing it, creating a path for themselves. But I know, when I was telling my clients this last night, that I know now, and to be honest, it's not something I started out knowing, but I'm realizing that I got to get through this first, because of how we've been conditioned and how we think. And some of the questions that I get, that tells me that it's a lot of work, right? I got to get through the thoughts of believing that you need permission. Kelly, can I reach out to them and tell them, that I applied? Yes. They just have a title, but they human beings. They get up, brush their teeth, put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you. But I know, because I thought the same thing. So I do my best not to make it seem, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because I know that I have to get through that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I have to get through that first and let you see that, yes, you can. You really can. What's a title? It's just a title. And I know we've been conditioned, and I know we've been taught that, and for so many years, and I know I'm going off on a tangent. I know hiring managers and recruiters, and they've been put on this pedestal that, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? And I'm telling you, be yourself. Be yourself. If y'all can go back to my, I got about 4 of them now, but if you could find my LinkedIn, my old one, I wrote a post. It was real long because I had it. But I told them, I wrote a post to everybody, and I think I did it was like 500,000 people that responded on that post. It was years ago. But I think I had quit, and I was going to Microsoft. And when I interviewed there, and I shared this before on a video, I interviewed with a guy, and he was in a coffee shop. I don't think it was Starbucks. He was in a coffee shop. He said, let me know if you can't hear me because there's background noise. And I said, yeah, I can hear you. But it wasn't an interview. It was a conversation. It wasn't, tell me about a time when, da-da-da-da. It's like, so, talk to me a little bit about, why you want to come to Microsoft. And so, I told him the truth. I see that you all acquired LinkedIn. This is one of my top favorite companies that I want to work at. And I know for me, the best way to get in, and I'm being honest, he chuckled. And then he told me, he said, yeah, I really wanted to work at Amazon. I didn't want to work at Microsoft, was my second choice. Like, it was a real conversation. And it was so refreshing that we could take off the suit and tie and the A-line dresses and the heels and the stockings and just talk. And just talk. And one of the things he said, and I'll let y'all go. He said, the thing I like so much about working here is they let me be myself. He said, I'm an introvert. He said, I like to sit in my office and I like to work. He said, that's all. He said, I didn't want no team. I didn't want none of that. I just wanted to work. He said, they let me do that. He said, that's why I'm here. Because I asked them, why are you there? Why did you want to work there? And I say all that to say that when you really think that I'm just selling you foolishness and I'm saying you create, I know it to be true. But if you don't believe it, it does, you got to believe it. And the thing is, you got to believe in you. That's the only thing. That's the only thing you really got to do is believe in you. Because belief is a system. It's not an emotion. It's not a thing. You have a belief system. And it's the system that you're up against because of how you were conditioned to think in school when you ask permission to go to the bathroom, permission to go to the hallway, permission to ask a question. And if you ask for help, you're cheating. Hey, can you help with that? I'm cheating. All of it. I ain't gonna go down there. I ain't gonna go down the rabbit hole, y'all. I'm gonna stop. But again, I know my calling and I know my purpose. And I want my people to have more. And I know what's coming. So we got work to do, y'all. We got work to do. We all right? Yes, Sharice, those are the best interviews. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Hope this was helpful. Again, we're going to see you next week. It's August 8th month. My birthday's Sunday. My grandmother, God rest her soul, is Monday, August 1st. My sister is Thursday. So July 31st, August 1st, and August 4th. It was always right there in a row. So a lot of celebrating. Derek said, yes, you can. I know through personal experience, companies will use you if you don't. Derek's going to end us out. He's going to end us out with a motivational word, y'all. He says, yes, you can. Exclamation point, IG. Yes, you can. I know through personal experience, companies will use you if you don't both know your worth and refuse to be forced to sell you short. Now that's a word. That's a word. See, Derek, you want me to keep going. I'm going to let y'all go. Because I want to piggyback on that. Hey, Kay, what's happening, girl? Greetings, everyone. Hope all is well. Okay, I'm going to say this real quick. So this is what they'll do. They'll say, you know what? There's a conference coming up, and we want you to attend. Or they'll say, you know what? We've asked IT to come in and upgrade your laptop for so-and-so. They would rather give you something for free than give you some money. Watch what I tell you. Y'all know it's true. Y'all know it's true. Have you ever thought about this? I promise, this is my last statement. Have you ever thought about this? When they laying off and they're doing reduction in forces, or they say, there's not enough money in the budget, or your performance review is 2% because of da-da-da-da. Have you ever heard of the leadership getting cuts? I think there's been a couple times during the pandemic where some CEOs came out and said, you know what, I'm going to take half my salary and give it to so-and-so. That was very noble, right? But you know why that was news? Because they don't take cuts. Think about it. It was news. I think it was a couple of them, right? That said, they're going to not get paid or take half their salary and give it to the frontline workers. I think that's what I'm thinking of. But even when there's reduction in force, even when there's layoffs, and the tripped out part, not only do they just get their base, y'all, I I'm like, why are we giving out bonuses to them? And you can't even give mid-management and staff level 2% or 0.5%. Don't make any sense to me. Cherie said, I didn't allow my company to pay for my pump because I knew I'd stay and I needed to quit. I would have agreed to another 12 to 18 months, no money, but a certification. Been 6.5 years. Yeah, see, they would have paid for that's it. That's it. She said, I was different then. Now I take it and quit. Yeah, they will say that I'll pay for your certification. They don't give you no money though. That's why you have to manage your career. We're going to talk about that. That's one of the things I want to share as well. Career management. There's a whole framework around that you can take for the steps that you can take to manage your career, because you can have a career strategy, and it's more about being tactical. And y'all know I say this a lot about, just the tactical level, the foundational level of how long should my resume be, Kelly, and how does my picture look on LinkedIn, and do I add this on LinkedIn? That's all here. And the reason why you don't hear a lot of other career coaches talking the way I talk, and not just telling you and regurgitating of what dates to put, what action words, what keywords, how long should it be? Am I too old? And we do talk about these things. And that's because of this, the depth. You know the difference, because you can tell in the language. There's not too many that's going to sit on a live and answer questions and don't know what the questions are. They may say drop the questions for next week so they can see the questions, and then they'll come back to you. And this ain't a braggadocious thing, but it's the same for you. Knowing your worth and your value, you got depth. You're not surface level. Some of y'all been in the game 20, 25 years. And you want to ask permission? And you want to take 2%? Somebody I was on the call, they was like, I've never made 6 figures before. And the sister is bad. I saw her resume and I'm like, oh my gosh. We got to get you some money. And it's interesting when people show up and they're like, well, I'm ready and I want to do this. And then I got to think about it. Well, you've been thinking about it before. That's why that's what got you here. Because you were thinking about it and I need to do something. And then you showed up here because I thought you were ready to take action. Because you'll get 30 years in 3 months. That's a premium. Just like your skills and your knowledge. And I'm like, oh no, we got to get you some money. Not just 6 figures, but equity. We got to talk about stock and sign on and quarterly bonuses. They know they got a good deal with you. No, ma'am, we're not doing that. All right, y'all. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. All right. Derek says, yes, Sharice. He said, pay for the certification you earned, but try to use it as their own, even sign you to a contract with no more money. So he's agreeing with you over there. All right, I'm going. It's 9:15, y'all. Go to bed. Go night-night. So you tell my daughter, y'all ready to go night-night? All right, see y'all next week. Have a safe week. Take care of each other. I enjoyed y'all as always. Bye. Bye. Night-night.